Tibetan New Year Losar is one of the most important festivals, celebrated together with families and dear ones, bidding goodbye to the year that has just passed and ushering in the new one with hope, joy, and positivity. The festival is celebrated on slightly varied dates across Tibet, depending on the difference in climatic conditions, regional traditions, and harvest seasons. The most well-known time of Losar celebration begins on the first day of the Tibetan lunar calendar. The length of observing Losar varies depending upon various reasons, including one's schedule and financial condition. However, the main celebration takes place from the first 3 days through the 15th day. Losar is observed officially by the Tibetan government and publicly by the people. The preparation for Losar usually begins a month prior to the festival, making terga khavse, Tibetan fried cookies, arranging ingredients for traditional culinary cuisine, brewing chang, barley beer, growing barley sprouts, hanging prayer flags on the rooftops, whitewashing the walls, and stitching new clothes. It is also a custom to make sure no work is left incomplete and all dues are cleared before the start of the new year. Two days before Losar is the 29th day of the 12th month, Nishupu, an occasion that is observed to cleanse the negative elements of the past year and prevent all the unforeseen obstacles and misfortunes. Traditionally, Tsegutor, an official ceremony of sacrificial cake offering, is observed in Tibet when all the officials of the Tibetan government receive an audience from His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Among the subjects, irrespective of the size of the family, every family indulges in a tradition of preparing a soup called gutuk. A traditional soup made up of wheat dough called paktuk is generally prepared for the occasion of gutuk. Before having the paktuk, a ball of barley dough is given to each member of the family that they rub all over their bodies, symbolizing cleansing the body of all kinds of diseases and negativity. Those pieces of a handful of barley dough modeled with 5 fingers are called tilsen. Tilsen are collected from all members of the family and kept in a broken pot or a bowl. A unique and a playful practice of gutuk is the custom of adding dough balls to the soup. The dough balls contain objects such as wool, salt, or pieces of incense in earlier times, and small rolled-up pieces of paper in the present day with symbols drawn or words written on them. Objects and the words or symbols on these pieces of paper represents the character of the person. 9 ingredients must go into gutuk, and each member of the family must have 9 bowls of paktuk. Some of the leftover paktok, along with wet tea leaves and malted barley seeds to be discarded, are added to the tilsen. And a girl takes them to be thrown out of the house while a boy lights a bunch of straw on fire and takes it around the house and finally outside of the house at a crossroad and lights firecrackers as a symbol of chasing away bad energies. One day before Losar is Namgang, the last of the 12th month, the day all the arrangements for the Losar are made, including offerings at the altars, new scarves and robes for the statues, marking the pillars and beams of the kitchen with auspicious marks with white flour, decorating the water buckets and pails with a piece of butter, and decorating the windows and doors with colorful clothes known as shampoos. The women take bath on Namgang while the men on Nishugu. Some of the essential offerings on the altars are toso chemar. Chemar is a powdered composition of roasted barley flour, sugar, and butter. It is offered in a nicely painted or carved wooden box with 2 compartments. One compartment filled with chemar with a piece of butter on the top of it, and the other with roasted wheat with a chunk of salt on the top. The one who offers chemar greets Dashidilik, good luck and happiness to you. The ones to whom the chemar is presented greets back, Dashidilik Pnusumtso, Amapato Unkamsang, Dendudewa Tobersho, which means good luck and happiness to you in abundance. May we all attain an everlasting happiness. The significance of offering chemar is in its components, the prime produce of both farmers and nomads of Tibet. Barley being the principal crop of the farmers, sampa or roasted barley flour being the staple food of Tibet, and butter being the prime produce of nomads who subsist on milk-based diets. All of these add to the symbolism of auspiciousness in eating chemar and flicking a few drops of chung, barley beer, in the air as an offering that gradually became a part of Tibetan tradition. Terka, fried cookies, generally in 6 different shapes, are arranged beautifully in an intertwined pattern. Butter, cheese, salt, tea breaks, and fruits are placed on the sides of a terka. Lopu, a jar containing fresh sprouts of barley or wheat planted a couple of weeks earlier as an offering for an auspicious growing season for the new year. Lugo, a head of a sheep made with butter, wood, or porcelain in the present times, symbolizing an auspicious factor for success in the new year. The length of observing Losar varies. However, the main celebration takes place on the first 3 days. The celebration can go on until the 15th day. On the first day of Losar, that begins on the first day of the first month on the Tibetan lunar calendar, the official celebration includes events such as the Tsetor, a ceremony presided by His Holiness the Dalai Lama and attended by all officials of the Tibetan government, a dialectical debate among the abbots of 3 monastic seats, and a kar, ritual dance and chant. Everyone in the family rises up earlier than usual on the first day of Losar, put on their new clothes, and eat and drink a small portion of Losar delicacies and changkul, malted rice ale, usually served hot. The family members start their first day of New Year by greeting each other with the phrase Tashi Dile. A visit to the nearby monasteries is then followed by family members gathering to enjoy a set of traditional culinary. Toso chemar, the powdered composition of roasted barley flour, sugar, and butter. Troma desi, sweet rice with its main ingredient troma, a small root grown on the grasslands in Tibet. Chang, barley beer. Trotuk, wheat porridge. Changkul, malted rice ale that is usually served hot. Butter tea, and milk-based food such as curd. Traditionally, on the first day, the family members enjoy Losar delicacies and spend quality time with each other by staying at home. Visits to the relatives and friends do not take place except for a short visit to the neighbors to offer Toso Chemar. The first day of Losar is traditionally marked by the visit of Dekar performers at the doors. Dekars are Tibetan jesters who appear only on significant occasions such as Losar to entertain and narrate verses calling for happiness and good luck for the households. Visits to the house of relatives and friends, inviting guests for meals, enjoying the festivity, engaging in singing, dancing, and games such as Dogor, the round stone game, take place on the second day. Preparation for hanging out the prayer flags for the next day is also undertaken that day. On the third day, all family members go to the top of the house to change the prayer flags on the flagpoles on the roof and perform a sang ritual by offering the smoke of the juniper and other fragrant substances to the gods. The neighbors then gather to enjoy meals and perform circle dances. The main celebration takes place for the first 3 days, but the festivity usually lasts for 15 days, inviting guests, visiting relatives, and gatherings. The Losar celebration officially comes to an end on the 15th day by taking the Toso Chemar and Derka off the altars.
오늘 오셔서 매매드립니다. 그만 드시네. 네, 대표하고 있습니다.
Twesi tele mana tam gane sa saru training gati ko thana jama sa